In the early 2000s, Tesla had something no one else did: a symbol. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Innovation, elegance, and rebellion, wrapped in steel and across the Pacific. Another company was trying to build something similar, except they had none of that. No billionaire genius, no futuristic factory, and no global media attention. That company was BYD. And to most people, BYD was a joke. Back then, its cars looked plain, almost cheap, the kind of vehicles people would compare to old Corollas. Their doors didn't shut properly, their designs felt copied, and their name meant nothing outside China. Even Elon Musk laughed when BYD's name came up in an interview.
Why do you laugh? Clearly it is trying to compete. Why do you laugh?
Have you seen that car?
But behind the laughter was a man who didn't seem to care. Wang Chuanfu, a quiet engineer who once worked as a government researcher. He had no degree in car design, no experience in technology, and no background in business. But he had something more dangerous, an idea he refused to let go of. Wang's journey began long before Tesla ever existed. In the mid-1990s, when Japan dominated the global battery market, Wang saw something no one else did. The world was changing. Laptops, mobile phones, and handheld devices were becoming part of everyday life, and batteries were the heart of it all. But while others tried to compete with Japan's advanced machines, Wang looked at what China did have: cheap labor, hungry workers, and endless hands willing to build. Instead of high-tech assembly lines, he designed low-cost glove boxes, small sealed chambers where workers could safely assemble batteries without expensive clean rooms. It was a simple, almost primitive idea, but it worked. BYD began producing batteries at a fraction of the cost of its competitors. Soon, global giants like Nokia and Motorola were buying from BYD. Wang had built his empire not on innovation, but on improvisation. By the early 2000s, BYD controlled a huge slice of the world's battery supply. But Wang wasn't satisfied. He wanted something bigger, something that would put his company's name on the global stage. So he did the unthinkable. He decided to build cars, except he knew nothing about cars. The year that broke the world, factories closed, supply chains shattered, and car sales collapsed. For most automakers, it was a disaster. But for BYD, it was a strange kind of opportunity. When the pandemic hit, Wang realized his factories could be used for something else. He repurposed them overnight to make face masks and disinfectants. While others were cutting jobs, BYD became one of the world's largest producers of masks, keeping thousands of workers employed and billions flowing in. That decision didn't just save the company, it gave Wang something far more valuable: time. While the world was frozen, BYD was quietly preparing for the next era. Wang poured money into research, design, and one goal: making electric cars safer and cheaper than anyone else's. And then came the Blade battery, the breakthrough that changed everything. Most electric cars, including Teslas, use batteries that could catch fire under extreme heat or damage. But BYD's new battery barely got warm, even under direct puncture tests. It didn't explode. It didn't smoke. It just worked. Suddenly, the company everyone mocked had something the world needed: trust. In the years that followed, BYD's designs improved. Their cars began to look sleek, modern, and original. They weren't luxury toys for the elite. They were reliable, affordable machines for everyday people. And while Tesla aimed for high margins and futuristic aesthetics, BYD built for the masses, especially China's millions of working-class families. Their strategy was simple: don't compete for image, compete for access. Instead of building only fully electric cars that required expensive charging networks, BYD focused on hybrids. vehicles that could run on both electricity and fuel. In smaller cities and rural areas where charging stations were rare, this hybrid model was perfect. Before long, BYD wasn't just competing with Tesla, it was overtaking it first in China, then globally. By 2024, BYD had quietly become the largest seller of electric vehicles in the world. The company that was once the punchline of the industry was now rewriting the rules of it. How did that happen? Because while Tesla was building for the rich, BYD was building for everyone else. While Tesla chased perfection, BYD chased practicality. And while the West was obsessed with image, Wang focused on survival. One cheap glove box, one humble car, and one bold decision at a time. In the end, Wang never needed Elon Musk's charisma or a global stage. He built his empire in silence, and when the world finally looked, it was already too late. BYD wasn't the underdog anymore. It was the new standard. By the early 2000s, BYD was thriving. But Wang was restless. He knew the world would soon move beyond phones and gadgets. He saw a future where energy and transportation would merge, where electric cars would rule the roads. The ideas seemed absurd. China had almost no car industry at the time. Most Chinese families couldn't even afford cars, let alone electric ones. But Wang believed that if he could master batteries, he could master cars too. So, in 2003, BYD bought a failing, state-owned car company. Overnight, the battery maker became a car manufacturer. For the next decade, BYD's progress was slow and painful. They built cars, sold a few, and watched competitors take over headlines. But Wang didn't give up. He understood something others didn't. That real innovation isn't always about perfection. It's about persistence.